Hi guys, welcome back. So today we're taking a look at some of the Chinese stocks listed in the US. Before we begin, remember to take a second to give the video a like and subscribe as you greatly help our channel. Without further ado, let's take a look at Tencent holding. So you can see that Tencent continued to drift down further. In fact, it broke down the two critical supports, and the first support was around $31 and even the $28 support. So the $30 psychological support was essentially broken down quickly, just within a week. So where exactly is the next support that I'm looking at? So as you can see, if you look at the Fibonacci support levels, the low was around $1, hit a high of $99. You can see that this 23.6% is at 24.33. So we may potentially see some support coming in at those levels, $23 or $24. We may potentially see a bounce from there. Looking at its resistance, it will be this blue conversion line. And this blue conversion line is currently at around $28. So this would be the first resistance. And the second resistance would be the $30 psychological resistance level. Moving on to Alibaba. So Alibaba came close to its low, and it closed, it hit a low of 58.01. Its all-time low was around $57. So you can see that we are already at the low here. So this low was around 57, and we are potentially looking at a double bottom. That said, we closed the week not too well. In fact, we just closed just above the $60 psychological support. But as you can see, even if we had a bounce, the bounce was rejected off by this blue conversion line. It acted as a pretty strong resistance on this particular day here. And this resistance is around $68. Second resistance would be around $72. So long as we are not able to surpass these two resistance, then the charts will likely to remain bearish. So it is a very good possibility for us to break down the $57 all-time low next week, and potentially hitting $55, or even potentially triggering some stop losses for retail investors, or even potentially some panic selling. Moving on to NetEase. So you can see that NetEase also very close to its support level, around $53. We hit around 55, and we closed the week around $55. So you can see that this 38.2% is around 51.33, which is coming very, very soon. So this 38.2% must hold. If we can hold it from here, then it's a potential good bounce all the way to this previous support at $68. This previous support will turn into a potential resistance for us to come back down, potentially for us to retest the $50 psychological support level. Two resistance to watch would be 63 and 67 for NetEase. Moving on to NIO. So NIO has essentially no power, and we are drifting down further and further each week. As of now, I'm looking at the potential support around the $8 support level. But do bear in mind that we may potentially drift down further to $6 or $7. As for the resistance to watch, you can see that this blue conversion line is acting as a pretty strong resistance for now. You can see that this particular day here, we went up, but we were rejected off this blue conversion line on this particular day here. And this blue conversion line is currently around 1080 levels. In the event that we can climb up further, then this around this $13 is a potential sell if we hit this potential baseline resistance. Moving on to JD.com. So for JD, it's very bearish. You can see that we are approaching the potential support zone. Previous resistance may potentially turn into a potential support. Even on that this particular day here, you can see that we actually bounce off near this previous support here. It acted as a potential double bottom pattern. Unfortunately, we saw a sell-off, a decent sell-off after you hit this blue conversion line. So this blue conversion line is still acting as a pretty strong resistance here. And it's currently around $39, $40. If you can punch up further, then $44 would be the next resistance to watch out for. So looking at this, is potentially for us to come back down to 32 before going back up further for JD.com. Moving on to Baidu. So for Baidu, not much of a support coming in. You can see that this is a very key support that we have to hold at around this $82 mark. So we have to go back up this support next week. If not, things will start to turn very bearish for Baidu or BIDU. So for Baidu, the two resistance to watch out for would be this 89 or around the $90 psychological resistance, and also the $100. Not forgetting this was a previous support here, so we would likely to turn into a very strong resistance if we were to go back up to retest this support level that turn into resistance. PDD, very bearish. You can see that we already broke down this previous support here at 44.82. So this was a critical support that we couldn't break down, but we did break down and we managed to close above it after squeezing potentially some triggering some stop losses here. As you can see, this 31.01 to a high of 68.71. This 23.6% was at least around $39. So this acted as a potential support on this particular day here. Unfortunately, we actually went up to retest this rate baseline here, and this rate baseline acted as a very strong resistance. You can see that on day high, we went above it, but we still closed below this rate baseline, which was a very strong resistance at around $53. So if we can hold this potential support at around $49, then things will look good. If not, we can potentially go back to $44 or even potentially breaking down towards this 39, even this $31 for PDD. Moving on to KWEB. So KWEB, not much of a historical data. You can see that we already broke down. We are at around $19. This blue conversion line is still acting as a strong resistance. $20 and $22 is the next two resistance to watch out for KWEB. Moving on to CWEB. So CWEB, similar situation. The two resistance would be 26 and 31. Lastly, we have FXI. So FXI, you can see that we're already dropping down quite a bit. Very bearish, but I'm looking at this particular support here, which is coming pretty soon, and this support have to hold. If we do not hold, then things will start to turn very ugly, and it's just below the $20 psychological support at around $19.35. So if we do break down the $20, we may see some panic selling and potentially some stop hunting below the $20 psychological support. So overall, the Chinese stocks are very bearish, looking very bearish, but we are approaching some of its critical all-time lows or even its critical Fibonacci support level. So hopefully we do see a bounce next week or even 2 weeks time. So if there's any changes, I'll give you guys an update. Thanks for stopping by. Till we meet again, appreciate the manipulation.